A vibrant private sector cited as crucial to economic growth. The Minister for State President calls on ministry heads to take the lead in improving delivery of budgeted government projects at all levels. And in sports, Popahano Junior School rugby team to represent Botswana at the Southern Africa Junior Schools rugby competitions in Harare, Zimbabwe. Interpreting in sign language is Winelo Ntole. Good evening. President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi cited the value of a vibrant private sector in partnership with government to economic growth, employment creation and investment. He added that government's continual efforts in ensuring a conducive business investment climate to nurture a thriving private sector is crucial. He was speaking at the official opening of the 39th edition of the Hospitality and Tourism Association of Botswana HATAP conference in Maung this morning. Usidile Onkabitsi.
Botswana's tourism sector contributes 5.1% to the country's GDP, with potential for more transformation and value addition through an enhanced investment and business climate, diversified tourism offerings, and strengthened public-private partnerships.
Government recognizes and appreciates the private sector as an important actor for economic growth, prosperity, and job creation. To this end, I note with a great deal of satisfaction that the private sector has, with the passage of time, begun to play its rightful role as we strive to diversify our country's economy. Over the last 2 years, a lot of efforts have been directed towards reviving the tourism sector from the lingering effects of the COVID-19. I wish, therefore, to assure you that government continues to do its utmost best to provide a world-class investment climate for not only the tourism sector, but the private sector as a whole.
Prioritizing high levels of citizen participation as well as productivity in sectors such as tourism and hospitality is key to progressive socio-economic development.
Vision 2036 enjoins the nation to be passionate about productivity because the lack of it thereof affects our international competitiveness and the prospects of success. I therefore urge the tourism sector to take the lead in raising productivity levels, as well as inculcating a world-class service culture.
With regards to government, facilitation of participation by Botswana in the tourism sector. We recently saw tenders for concessions with deliberate steps to give citizens of Botswana a headway.
In light of various threats to Botswana's remarkable tourism and conservation footprint, owing to the topical issue of trophy hunting on the international stage, industry players hold the need for a collective voice in safeguarding Botswana's position on such matters.
The recent restriction on importation of hunting trophies that some European countries intend to impose, who are our main source markets, is only one of the difficulties that our country is currently facing. Thus, cooperation is required if we are to establish as the preferred travel destination.
We support controlled hunting as a means of conservation. There is no country, as far as I'm concerned, that has made conservation its priority than Botswana. And we have done so through applying of a mixed approach to tourism. We are available at any given time to be able to support and advocate that on behalf of government.
Human-wildlife conflict has been in existence since time immemorial. Botswana have been managing the conflict effectively over the years, but it has become more costly and resources are limited. Industry should come up and contribute towards efforts that could assist those who have been affected.
Guided by her Sustainable National Transformation Strategy, Botswana is eagle's eye on promoting growth of her tourism sector and its value chains. Utsidile Onkabetsi, BTV News.
The Minister of Labour and Home Affairs, Ms. Anamoketi, says the ministry will work with the Botswana Tourism Board to facilitate training for employees in the tourism sector to enhance the customer service of international tourists. She said this at the Hartab conference in Maung earlier today. Kidetlelusi Somolakai with the report.
The tourism industry contributes 5.1% to the country's gross domestic product, therefore looking for means to ensure Botswana remains an appealing destination to different tourists remain critical. The ministry alluded to have proactively embarked on capacity building, especially for the port entry employees, and put in place reforms to support outstanding service delivery to boost the country's global profile.
In collaboration with BTO, we have trained officers, particularly deployed at these points of entry on customer care and service delivery management. Now, this has considerably improved the service delivery. Now, due to transfers and promotions, our staff contingent have over the years been reduced. As you are aware, when we open 24-hour borders, like Kazungula, like Mamuno, our staff contingent doesn't necessarily increase. They remain constant, and this is what affects our service delivery.
In aligning to the overall goal of rolling out the red carpet, BORS has taken initiatives that embodies the spirit of hospitality and efficiency. Like, as already alluded to by the Honourable Minister, the implementation of one-stop border posts. This we intend to do at all of our critical ports of entries. One has already been done at Kazungula. The next one will be done at Mamono border post.
Despite some challenges for incoming and outgoing visitors, the country commits to evolving to cater for growth in the tourism industry.
Under what circumstances really are these officers at the ports of entry, particularly at Port of St. Maung, at what point are they required to ask a client to open their suitcases?
It is intrusive to be rummaging through one's bag, especially maybe not even in the privacy. You know, they're not even private, it's open where everybody can see. And in that regard, the Revenue Service is investing on getting non-intrusive inspection machines, scanners, baggage, and cargo. This is to ensure that we bring back the integrity into the whole process of searches. We are also investing on canine facility because we have the sniffer dogs that can now sniff out things without us having to open the bags.
On the continued quest for the best service delivery, Botswana seeks to invest on smart border technology, face recognition technologies, and automated screen tools to enhance security and streamline entry process. Gelithelezwe, Somolekai, BTV News.
The Minister for State President, Mr. Kabo Moraing, has called on ministry heads to take the lead in improving service delivery of budgeted government projects and service delivery at all levels. Speaking at the ministry retreat held in Francistown yesterday, Minister Moraing said the recent increase of districts across the country is meant to ensure services reach every citizen. Bethany Mando.
Minister Moraing says as the Apex Ministry, their role, which entails facilitating and coordinating the performance of government in delivery of national development, is broad. He therefore said that for the country to achieve its aspirations of becoming a high-income status by the year 2036, this ministry has to continuously introspect and make bold decisions that align with the priorities of the government, hence the decentralization of districts.
The number of districts have been increased, and this gives us the opportunity to imperatively profile our districts, towns and cities and identify amongst other investments, opportunities, value chains, service offerings and all the amenities available to the citizenry. Such analysis is critical in building a high-income country, which is the aspiration of this government led by His Excellency Dr. Mokhei. This ministry, as the Apex Ministry, is key in delivery of national and local level activities and service delivery through its governance, oversight and administrative functions or institutions. We must lead by example. We reset and change our mindset to effectively and efficiently deliver on our different portfolio responsibilities under Ministry for State President and facilitate the office of the President.
He also implores the ministry leadership to reflect on the performance agreement signed with President Dr. Mokgweetsi last year in April.
These commitments being to improve presidential support services, like I said, to improve agility and effectiveness of communication services. Coromenta as a functioning, this ministry. Improve government, public administration. The
leadership of the ministry is eager to be the drivers of change.
Take time as our colleagues under one roof to embrace one another, to work together, to understand the link between ourselves. Interesting thing is that all of us, diverse as we are saying one performance agreement that he signed with His Excellency. So you can actually see that it is very, very important for us to be meeting here.
We really appreciate your support.
This retreat is also used to welcome new district commissioners and to guide them in better understanding their mandate to serve Botswana with dignity in their respective fully fledged districts. Bethany Manto, BTV News, Francistown.
The Minister of Defense and Security, Mr. Kagiso Mosi, says the ministry's priority is to create an enabling environment geared towards attaining sustainable peace and security. He shared that as part of these priorities, they have a plan to build 28 new police stations countrywide. The minister revealed this at a strategic retreat for the Ministry of Defense and Security on Wednesday in Gaborone. Tsolofelo Tombali.
The Minister of Defense and Security, Mr. Kagiso Mosi, emphasized at a recent strategic retreat for the Ministry of Defense and Security that amongst his highest priorities is providing an enabling environment for the security institutions under his authority to do their jobs competently, including providing them with transport and building police stations. He revealed that as a part of those efforts, the ministry is engaged on a project to build 28 new police stations.
You can just not sit in office and drive your own objectives. You are sitting in the office to drive the promises that have been made by our political leaders. That is why we are here today, and that is why we need to listen very carefully to what the minister instructs us today.
I am happy to announce that the PSS office has completed its evaluation. Yesterday we had a meeting with the Ministry of Finance, and they have accepted that they will provide the guarantee, as this is a straightforward PPP to construct these police stations with our houses. We will be going to Cabinet for the final approval.
He revealed his other priorities.
My other priority, Bagaetso, is research and development, as we need to fully understand all the critical variables and influence peace and security through research to enable us to develop innovative and evidence-based solutions.
The ministry also revealed that they will facilitate the implementation of recommendations resulting from the constitutional review among the various departments.
Let me from the onset inform you that Cabinet has directed that all ministries to facilitate implementation of the approved constitutional review recommendations as they appear on the government paper number 1. Through development and review of relevant laws, policies, and programs, I therefore urge you to assess and analyze all statutes related to your departments to ensure that they are not in conflict with recommendations.
Seeing drug usage being rampant countrywide, the departments were further instructed to assist the new Drug Enforcement Agency in their work to eliminate all illegal drugs. Solofala Tombali, BTV News, Gaborone.
The Member of Parliament for Matete Molapo-Abojang, Dr. Edwin Digoloti, has applauded Chopi's group for their active role in improving the lives of people in the constituency. He revealed this at the handing over of 2 houses in Matete and Dikgawana recently. Pel Puduhudu.
Dr. Digoloti says the donation of houses is not only done for women and social development of residents, but also to exercise the spirit of love and give them sense of belonging. He went on to encourage the beneficiaries to wisely use and take advantage of different government initiatives, such as free electricity installation to better their homes.
Ga se chopisi hela go ra tumeletsa tsere ka di rekang e re hiretse le bana golo mo ra golo le bogela a tumela wa pola ile pompo e gore tse batla gore ha moalo o nama le nna tsenne le pompo a metsi ska ipona tsapa gore ja ka ra tulusitse mananeo gona le gore le motlakase we go reka khatla khoba e o botla we ikokotela mo le botaneng connection e mahala wa koleme ya mmuso ya puso
ba ga selo se bonno ke selo se sentle thata se go sa eletsa mo national la Botswana ha o sta bonno ba ga o ikutla le motho mme ha gona la ha o nna nteng o ikutla le yona o babalesegile o golle sire ka gore wa bo itshupa gore ha ke mo gameha.
A representative from Chopi's company says they will continue to give a helping hand to Botswana, not only by building houses, but also helping in different ways to improve their lives.
Ke bua jana ke bua la rtama mo ntlung ya bo rataro ya masoma a marataro mme maikelo la rona ke go goroga maikelo na ke gore go aga a le lekgolo le masome a le matlhano pele ga ngwaga wa 2025 mo ngwageng ono hela re dirisitse madi a ka nnang kana ka 500,000 go agela Batswana mme ebile re ya go tswelela re ntse re tšhema ya ka go simolotsa go tšhema ra ga matlo re ira ditse dintsi tsa go tšhema
e tona jana ke re modimo wa lesogo a tsone le lona ka metlha le dipaka tsotlhe
ra modimo ya go mosogo hatsa modimo ya go motlhonono hatsa e go nantsa le bala le ba bangwe.
Companies and stakeholders are encouraged to partake and give a helping hand to improve the lives of Botswana, as that indicate unity, love and cooperation. Pal Puduhudu, BTV News.
The First Lady, Ms. Naoma Sisi, has acknowledged the Sehoja Molelo Society for the positive role they play in society by assisting families with funeral cover schemes and other compassionate interventions. The First Lady highlighted this when officially launching Sehoja Molelo branch in Kanye.
The Sehoja Molelo Society, which was established by women farmers in 2007 in Litlakeng village, is reported to have 27 branches across Botswana, while more branches still continues to be established.
Fa ke kopana le basimolodi ba one lwantlha ba intekudisa ka namana ka ngwaga ele 2018 ba ne ba bua ka go nna bopelotlhomogi le go amega ba supa gore maikemisetso a ba gwetlhileng go simolola mokgatlo o a santse a eme a tsepame jaaka go tshimologong le utlwile go balwa di branch tsele bomme segolo jang ba eme ka dinao ba direla setšhaba gompieno Segotsa Molelo e na le maloko a feta dikete di le borobabongwe
lwa re thusa le tiro e tona re lemoga bodiri jo ja lona ke rotloetse ba gaetsho mono gore a ba lemoge se se go tsamollo se se dirang mme ba inaakanye le sone.
The president of Sekgojamolelo Society affirms that their success story is because of cherishing godly teachings that promotes love and unity.
O simolotse fela ke bomme ba ba neng ba tshela ka temothuo bomme ba ra itse gore go ngwa go sna ha o dirante o sna dikgang tsa bo pay slip tsa bo di insurance ga di ka ke tsa go letelela ba bona gore ka rena re lehela ko masimo re bolotsa re bo re reng a re itirele re bone gore America se ka re bolle sepe
go molemo go bona lo supa gore e le ruri peo ene motlege ra itse tautona a ile mai ya gwaba jano ya mela gore dumela ha ile gore e tla mela thata go heta le gompieno mpho e le e supang gore lwago ya ba gompieno e betso ga ke bone le matlo hela ga ke bone e le bonno hela ke bona e le tshimolodiso ya go tokahatsa matshelo a bone batho bao ba lo ba abelang.
The program ended with the handing over of the newly built house for the needy in Khoseno, ablutions for Khobome Ward, as well as some food hampers, all donated by Sekgojamolelo Kanye branch. Gesego Fetse Magwinja, BTV News, Kanye.
The newly appointed Botswana Police Commissioner, Ms. Diana Marate, has called on law enforcement agencies to collaborate and strengthen their workforce to combat crime across the country. Speaking at her farewell organized by Botswana Prison Service, Ms. Marate revealed that government is working on building an integrated police service to ensure effective governance and accountability. She said effective policing is critical in curbing crime and violence across the country and the region. Mpho Kileboge reports.
Ms. Diana Marate, who was recently appointed the Botswana Police Service Commissioner, says police officers are competent and able to lead the government collaborative approach that will influence service delivery within organizations.
Let us take the prison service to the people, and I think we have achieved that. The voice of the customer should direct our actions. Batswana ba rena ba re ba batang mo sepodising sa bona a ke sone se re itebagantse le sone a re sa itebaganya le sone. What do we need to do? Government ena re let us align our actions.
Minister Mmusi said the success of any organization is largely dependent on the leadership skills and the competence of its employees. He further said Ms. Marate's good working relations, confidence, and hard work led to being the suitable candidate to occupy Botswana Police top position.
Me yo motona yo itintiro yo tlhaloganyang gore o mobereki wa puso bosigo le motshegare. You are a servant of this nation, to the people of this nation. You lead diligently, and you are an example of leaders and leaders. Lelebanti li tute mohoe, and she unwavers when she takes decisions. Hata tshwetso wa etsa ibile ha o shaoshe ke motho o tsang ditshwetso a tlhamaletse a setse tsamaiso morago mme ibile a na le tlotlo e le moeteledipele yo tlotlo e go godimo.
It was also revealed that the fight against crime and violence requires concerted efforts and focus and needs an integrated strategy that harnesses all the capabilities of the police and the criminal justice system. BTV News, Gaborone.
Khosi Kemenao Tsosa from Ho Sebego Ward in Kanye has been appointed as the head of arbitration, taking over from his late brother, Khosi Farouk Tsosa, who passed away in December 2021. The Member of Parliament for Kanye South, Dr. Lemogang Kwape, underscored that Bohosi is a highly respected institution in Botswana, encouraging the residents of Ho Sebego to give Khosi Tsosa the respect he deserves.
Khosi Tsosa was applauded for displaying excellent leadership qualities, having proven himself to be capable, as he has not only been his vice, but he has since been temporarily holding the position since the death of his brother.
Ripuso ye tlotlang bohosi le botlhoko jwa bohosi mo tsamaisong ya lefatshe la Botswana ke gone mo bonang gona le ntlo gote ya dikgosi ko marara a thulanyang ditlhogo teng ba gakolola puso jaaka re itse gore thaego ya lefatshe e simologetse mo go bone mme ka lekalobetso makeletse mongame setilo se se tsididi se se senang dihawa.
Khosi Tsosa received some advices from his colleagues on what the position requires and how to handle the challenges that comes with this role.
Khosi ke khosi ka batho ka jalo ke kopa morahi go lo mo emenokeng kana go tsotlhe. Khosi ga amogele pipa molomo e se ka motho a tla go wena a gorare tsa ke go supinyetse le bogo mo kgetsing Khosi ga a tse letlhakore mo ditshekong. Khosi o thusa batho ka tekatekano a sa lebe gore a mongwe ke mohumi kana mongwe ke mohumanegi o tshwanetse gore o batseye ka tekatekano. Khosi o tshwanetse gore o thuse morae kana go tsotlhe.
Kana go nna mogori ke selo se se tlodilweng ke Modimo mme ke tla rubusa ka tekatekano ke tswelele ke rubusa ka tekatekano mo go lona ke tla ropa botlhale thata le nonogo mo Modimong ya go le tshegetsa go tsela le lona ka kagiso e ka thokgang.
On developmental issues, Dr. Kwape informed the residents that their clinic is currently undergoing renovations, which also entail the inclusion of a maternity wing, which are to be completed by the end of the winter season. Gese Rofetse Makwinja, BTV News. Kanye.
The volunteer security troops Mepato in Bubira have stepped up their efforts in the fight against cross-border stock theft by teaming up with government organs, including defense and security and agriculture, amongst others. The parties converged for a stakeholder meeting in Bobonong to unpack more effective strategies to continue the crackdown on stock theft. Karabo Mulusi reports.
The Mepato initiative in Bubira region started as a volunteer work driven by the spirit of self-reliance in response to the cross-border stock theft between Botswana and Zimbabwe. Reflecting on the journey after 5 years, the initiative shows positive impact achieved with the support of the government. It is currently facilitated under the Pellegrim program.
Yaanong a re batile heta ga ke la itse gore re batile di tsena bile go teba tsere re thusitswe re ntse re a thusiwa go on dikgomo di ya goro re be re itse sa ka re a baneelano e be ta nna ka nako e kana kile gore nna mo seemo sa gore gote re sa re ba utswa re ba tsere ka moso ba tsere e rata go emisa ba tsere yaanong ga kere e nna gore go rekisiwa madile go rekisiwa dipoko go rekisiwa dipoko e seng ba tsere tshwanetse ne re nnela ga kere.
The strong cooperation between the local stakeholders has cultivated improved bilateral relations with the implicated neighboring countries.
Tshwaraganyo ya rona le mahatsha mabedi a re share mololwane lone e kwa godimo go gaisa re na le diphuthego kgosi every 3 months ne re le ko Zimbabwe. Re na le mapodisi a Zimbabwe, Masole, Wildlife. Re bua ka tsone dikgantse re be re bua kgosi re ko go rona re na le mophato o e le ro laolwa ke ba bogosi yo nunugileng go tsamaya bosigo le motshegare.
Re tla re ntse re ba rutuntsha gone hela jalo gore ha kgomo o e bona e thagetse o e bona ka tselentseng ja gore e tswa ko Zimbabwe ba setse ba itse gore tsa Zimbabwe di tshwailwe mo right-eng go na le tsa rona tse e leng gore di tshwaiwa ka ko lefteng jaanong go raya gore ke dio dingwe tse e leng gore re ta re ntse re ba rutuntsha re ba bontsha gone gore ha go diragala seemo sa go nna yalo lo tshwanetse gore lo tseye e fetshwetswe.
Action items and resolutions from this meeting include the assignment for the Khosi to facilitate good working relations between Mepato and the members of the community. Karabo Molusi, BTV News, Bobonong.
Deliberate government efforts to enhance road networks and accessibility between villages, fields and cattle posts referred to as production sites are seen as crucial for achieving food security goals and promoting human development. This was highlighted by the Assistant Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Mr. Satlhabelo Mudukanele, during a visit to a culvert construction site in Diloro. Karabo Mulusi.
The government's decision to channel the constituency community projects funds into the construction of internal roads infrastructure has benefited the residents of Kahudi and Diloro villages. The two villages, which make up a council ward, resolved to invest the 2023-2024 funds into the construction of a culvert to improve access between the villages, ploughing fields and the cattle posts, which are the economic mainstay for the locals. The mutual agreement put to rest an array of challenges that residents endured over the years.
Go le gantsi ha dipula di nele o ithelele gore dilori ga ditole so o hetsa biki o le ka kwano ga motse yana o pallwa ke go ya ko moraki kana o pallwa ke go ya ko masimo mo ile gore ga o itse gore ha o ya go tsena ko morago ga metsi a heta go a go nna ja mme anong ka gore borogo kijo jo bo sa bolong go batiwa tota mo motseng wa Diloro ka dingwaga ke dumela gore bo a go thusa mo seemong senese botsogo hela le jone bo ka kwano kana
ta utona go sa thola bua ka manisa change gore a re change mme gape se ke batang go se gatella ke yona khanya gore khanya le hatse gore re ijesa kana re simolla gone we start small ga metsi yone me be di kopantse ba khona go lemana go tsotse ba sa kganelo ke gore ano ka itetse kana ga ya tala ba ntsha dijo ba jesa malapa mo Khagodi ba jesa malapa mo Diloro ko bohelong ba jesa la tshela Botswana. And this is what we want to see. Batswana ba ime ka dinao ba ijesa ba itirela.
The project, which commenced in January, has been awarded to a citizen-owned company and is scheduled for completion on the 26th April at the cost of 900,000 pula. The project has hired locals as per the Citizen Economic Inclusion Act.
Re dirile culvert ya rona go na le mo re go bitsang re di portal culverts tse leng gore di ta di diretswe ruri ra di reka e be re ta re ba kanya le hatshe re di alela e be re di ba di ta di diretswe ruri ke gone ka ga re dirileng project ya rona ka teng tota gone ne re lebile cost gongwe le yone size ya wa molapo e leng gore ra o dira ke so sa senela ruri with proper maintenance re sologela gore dingwaga le dikokoma di tanang tse di tola gone.
This culvert has motivated residents to continue with plans to set up a tourist attraction site here at Mapirinyane Hills, which is referred as a rich historical and cultural heritage site. Karabo Mulusi, BTV News, Diloro.
The principal officer of the Independent Electoral Commission, IEC, for Silibe-Pikwe area, Mr. Lesang Molome, has encouraged all registered voters to partake in the inspection process following the release of the voters' roll by the IEC. Residents of Silibe-Pikwe were notified during a Khotla meeting addressed by the Member of Parliament for Silibe-Pikwe West, Mr. Ditapelo Korapetsi, that the roll is available at 6 locations and will be accessible for a period of 42 days. Mamusi Siska with more.
According to Section 14B of the Electoral Act, Cap 0209, every citizen who has registered as a voter in one of the constituencies is granted an opportunity to verify their registration details before the elections. This provision also permits the voter to object to the inclusion in the roll, to send or deliver their objection to the registration office not later than 42 days after publication of the notice.
o tshwanang ko gore o se dire ga o ile go inspector sa ntlha ke goreng o tlhola o leina la gago gore a le teng le kwadilwe sentle le o mangwe wa gago o mannambara wa gago o kwadilwe sente le ko o nnang teng ke ra ko o tshwanetseng wa tlhophela teng ke gone mo go leng teng mo rolong eo re tla tswelela yalo re inspector rolo yo for malatsi a 42 a go helang ka June a le 2 rolo e ha o batla go nna le copy ya yone o ka e kopa mme go e kopeng ga gago o tla bo ra go o direla copy ya teng o duela 1.75 thebe ka copy engwe hela.
The publication of the voters' roll promotes transparency and helps to build confidence in the electoral process and ensures that elections are free, fair and credible.
Email address ya mikio ntomela. Go sena di cost tsa printing tsa IEC. Go sena go diriswa di pampiri mo go ntsintsi. Akere we want to go green. We want to reduce carbon footprint. We want to go paperless.
Me ke na le tshwenyego mo kganye ya voters roll gore ga ina di house number. So how are you going to identify gore me gasha una go house number 6281 ke o tswang go utsuwa.
Are lebella mo section 16 ya vote ya Electoral Act e supa ya gore e tla be le hard copy. Ka tsela e ntseng jalo gore e gonna soft copy ke dumela gore gongwe go tla tsana kwa ja tsa ka re tla re mo bokutshwanyaneng e be re kgonne gore ra bolla khanya ya di plot number ka gore ha ke lebella ya 2019 e be ke lebella ya 20 e current ke le mga gone gore di a harolagana go nela ho.
By participating in the voters' roll inspection, citizens demonstrate their commitment to democracy and their willingness to actively engage in the electoral process. Mamusi Siska, BTV News, Silebe Pikwe.
The Member of Parliament for Kalahari South, Mr. Sam Brooks, has urged residents of Bray to register to vote in the supplementary registration so that they get an opportunity to vote for their preferred candidate at the upcoming elections. Mr. Brooks says, according to the statistics from the Independent Electoral Commission, only 606 people have registered for elections in Bray. He made the remarks recently in a Khotla meeting.
Residents of Bray were urged to register in large numbers in the upcoming supplementary voters registration that is expected to kickstart on the 20th to the 31st of May. According to Mr. Brooks, this third supplementary registration was put in place because the last one had failed to attract the expected numbers of registered voters in Bray and in the entire district.
Go tswalelo sa ikwadisa e be re tsatsila di tlhopo o itharabologa gore ya no batla go tlhopa ka gore ya no mo bonye se mamang le gore o ka go mo tlhopa.
Please register for elections so you can support your preferred candidate, otherwise others will decide on your behalf.
Wa gonna mo motho ga go ba jiwa ke gore motho ga go ena o tsena mo pitlagano ya gore o jelwe wena wa tsena mo pitlano ya bo ikotla 5 years o mo lebala jana wa kampa
mo Bray morago ga go senana jaanong go thotha yone maina re heletse ka dipalo tsa 606.
606 people have registered so far, but polling stations like J35 did not register anyone, even though people live there.
J34 a leng gore a kwadise dipalo tse di tlase thata. Go J35 go tsa ka go thoka lesego ga ra kwadisa la ile mothopi ope ke kwadisitse zero mme kana gona le bangwe ba banang ku.
Those who have registered for elections were urged to carefully check their names for any errors in the voters' roll.
Ibile ra terere ka re ne re se ga melelwane mesha maloba le ha kgaolo ya rona ya sa change.
It's the form you fill if you want to be transferred to a different place. Only 15,096 people have registered for elections in Kalahari South. However, the IEC office in the district continues with its campaign to spread the message to eligible voters about the importance of registering for the upcoming elections. BTV News, Bray.
It is now the time for sports with Tato Titi Khosemore. Titi.
Hi, Khomotso.
How are you, sir?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm well, sir.
Yeah, thank you. This is Botswana Tonight Sports segment brought to you by Tato Khosemore. Thank you for joining us and a good evening. Our leading story tonight. Kaelo Khaswane's only second-half goal brought Orapa United back into the game to force a 1-0 draw final score against Township Rollers in a Week 25 Botswana Premier League just ended game at the National Stadium. Let's take a look at the highlight of that encounter.
Arabare Onkarabila Ratanang was a Celeste training ground. Pana! Sabana training grounding, Lord. Ha bona teo bata morara go konte lebella sekuto seo gape ya sengwe sa diwe tse leng gore ba tshameke pele bra puso tsona motho tshwanetse a thalosa bona thaselo ke tshola kote khabaganya bala le movement ya go ntse o gona go bona e ne tswa mo go Marcel Papa mame ya ba inela ratana we leng gore he went for the first half just while already they were quite active and then yeah, you know, you got to give credit to, you know, the holder play. Yeah, stop us our Orapa United ka gore e ba go no yeah, gitsoro hale ke sibanda kena le gore you know.
Moving on, a fight to avoid the relegation eggs will be on tomorrow at the Palape Stadium when Morupule Wanderers welcome fellow strugglers Holy Ghost in a Botswana Premier League Week 25 encounter. Katlawa Khakole.
Morupule Wanderers go into this fixture in low spirit after a 3-0 loss to defending champions Jwaneng Galaxy in Jwaneng this past weekend. To date, the Palape outfit is on position 15 on the log standings with only 19 points they accumulated from 4 wins, 7 draws and 11 losses. A win against Holy Ghost on Saturday will elevate Wanderers to the 12th spot, provided 11 Angels, Police 11 and Nico United lose all their weekend fixtures. Holy Ghost, on the other hand, also go into the weekend fixture on a low after a 2-1 defeat at the hands of Masitauka last weekend. Holy Banyana goes into this encounter rooted at the bottom of the BPL log standings with only 18 points they acquired from 4 wins, 6 draws and 12 losses in 22 matches. A win tomorrow will see Holy Ghost move out of the relegation zone, but only if Police 11 and Nico United lose their weekend fixtures. In other Botswana Premier League games scheduled for Saturday, Security Systems welcomes Traffic at Lobatsa Sports Complex in a game that will be broadcast live on BTV1. Masitauka will battle for 3 points against BDF 11 at Dinaledi Academy Stadium, while in Selibe Pikwe it will be a battle for maximum points between Nico United and Swa Flamingos. On Sunday, there are only 2 fixtures. Matebele FC will lock horns with Gaborone United, while Police 11 will welcome defending champions Jwaneng Galaxy at Lobatsa Sports Complex. Katlaho Khakole, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
And moving on with 4 games left, the Jwaneng-based Lads Young Stars are still the favourites for automatic promotion as they are perched at the top of the log standings, a position they have maintained for the better part of the campaign. Young Stars, who are top of the log with 40 points, only need 6 points from the 4 remaining games to gain Premier League status. Young Stars will face a daunting task when they take on UB Hawks at the VTM Arena on Saturday. Hawks are still hopeful for playoff spot after accumulating 26 points after having been on good run in the second round without a loss. They are also the only team from the lower division still involved in the Orange FA Cup. A win against Hawks this weekend and Mochudi Center Chiefs Dinaletsana will be assured of the championship crown. In other games scheduled this weekend, City Pola meets Desert Ngau at Mopani, while all eyes will be in Lobatse, where Mochudi Center Chiefs will take on Extension Gunners, while Notwani lock horns with presence at SSG. And our last story tonight, Popagano Junior School rugby team from Sepopa is in training preparations for the rugby tournament, which will bring together other rugby junior schools from Southern Africa. The tournament will be held in Zimbabwe, Harare, from the 29th April till May 4th. Tiny Sukudu reports.
The tournament will provide a platform for the newly formed rugby team to showcase their skills and to promote cultural exchange among young athletes from different countries. However, Coach Maliboko Matlhare is confident that with their squad, they will manage to secure a better position and put hoist the country's flag high. Participating in such tournaments does not only enhance the student abilities, but also fosters teamwork, discipline, and leadership qualities.
Rugby last year. Reberiako Kolahatsen la Francis Town. Raval Bagana le the Great North in Nali Dupi, Le Shakawe Rugby Club. How can the team is so let's get a wing to get the Bua Gapit, Kiditimi, Zeditona, Zedimo Liki, Moylan Hori, Bananava, Cabo and Baba Mobonetat, Harcalavella Center, Repack and Sing, Resolella or Arabuaqua.
Meanwhile, the team captain Hwabaonelo said they have had enough training and had rectified previous technical shortcomings.
That communication and practice and lemogela ape selo se bone gore ha re siana ha re supportane motimi ya rona tsoso re losa ene re bakantse dotse
jaanong ke ne ke re gongwe ka bokhutshwane mo godimo ga tshepiseo ke kope mo setšhabeng gore gongwe motho hela gope yo ka re thusang re tlhaelwa ke ditlamelonyana dingwe tse e leng gore ha re ka di bona le tsone di ka re ba thata mo ntlafatsong ke lebile dilo di tshwana le dikhokho ke lebile dilo di tshwana le di-scrum vest ha ba ka hella ba di bone gona le ditshepiso ha le yana.
Popagano rugby team have been doing exceptionally well in different rugby tournaments in the country. Tiny Tukudu, BTV Sport, Sepopa.
And with that said, we come to the end of Botswana Tonight sports segment. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of Friday evening. Back to Khomozo Mapan with the Backheads.
Thank you so much, TT. I don't know the game between Gunners and Chiefs.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the game of the week or it's just nostalgia talking.
Back in the years, we could say that, but of late, it will just be a normal game.
Oh, so it's just nostalgia. Thank you so much, TT.
Thank you.
That was Tato Khosimore giving us the latest in sports. Let's take a final look at stories leading the way this evening. A vibrant private sector cited as crucial to economic growth. The Minister for State President calls on ministry heads to take the lead in improving delivery of budgeted government projects at all levels. And in sports, Popagano Junior School rugby team to represent Botswana at the Southern Africa Junior Schools rugby competitions in Harare, Zimbabwe. That's all that we had for you in our news bulletin this evening. BTV News, Ikanya Rona, hashtag BW Mindset Change. Up next is the weather update.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather forecast brought to you by Lydia Wachikom. Looking at the current situation, mist clouds are visible over most parts of the country except Ngamiland and Khansi districts. Tomorrow, we're expecting cloudy, becoming partly cloudy conditions over southern, southeast, Gauteng, going in southern, central, and northeast, with possibility of light rain or drizzle over southern, central, and northeast. Also expecting partly cloudy conditions with possibility of isolated thunderstorms over Kalahari and southern districts. In the morning, we're expecting warm temperatures over the entire country, ranging between 16 and 19 degrees Celsius. In the afternoon, we're expecting warm temperatures over the entire country between 27 and 31 degrees Celsius. On Sunday, we're expecting cloudy, becoming partly cloudy conditions over southern, central, and northeast. Partly cloudy conditions expected over Kalahari, southern, southeast, Gauteng, Kwenye, northern, central, and Chobe districts. Clear skies expected over Ngamiland and Khansi districts. Mild temperatures are expected over southern, central, and northeast, also expecting warm temperatures. Fresh to strong winds are expected over most parts of the country this weekend. Therefore, the public is advised to take necessary precautions. That's the weather forecast. Good night.
Government has always recognized the key role